A friend of ours recently gave me this Dell Wyse thin client computer. It's a 2015 unit with an AMD GX415G APU at 1.5 GHz and it's passively cooled, so no noise whatsoever. I quickly showed it in my video about Haiku already, but this time I will see what it's capable of when I install a modern Linux.
It's the anarchy with me on the exciting guy!
This machine has been upgraded a bit. There's 16 GB of RAM, which I believe is 4 times as much as the original configuration. The previous owner had also swapped the original flash storage for a 120 GB SSD. These small changes make it pretty useful as a desktop PC. I need to be a bit careful with these thermal pads, which are used to dissipate heat from the APU to the metal parts of the case. The case never got hot in my testing, by the way. Let's start with power draw for a change. Idle, running Linux, it used around 10.5 watts. Doing its very best to run Doom 2016 at 1080p, it used 18.5 watts. Not bad at all! So how does it do on basic desktoping? To test it, I'm going to install Mageia. As a big fan of the old Mandrake Linux, which later became Mandriva, I figured I'd give Mageia a try, which is a Mandriva derivative. After installing, everything seems to work great. I'm running a 1080p resolution and it feels quite snappy. Using this system just to browse the internet will be just fine. A video plays perfectly well. Social media sites like Facebook and Instagram all do fine on here. Editing basic documents are obviously no issue at all either. I figured I'd try a few Linux games and start with Sauerbraten. Though I was aware of its existence, I have never played it. It seems to run quite well at its default what the... Right. Can't figure out how to open this door. Well, let's just Google it. What? No, I don't want to edit anything. I just want to open the damn door. What's this? Oh! Right. Next I tried Super Tux Card, which wasn't great at 1080p. But after lowering the resolution to 720p, it ran quite well. Fanless systems like these are great for voice actors and singers like me, so I decided to try and record some audio with this. At first, my audio interface just didn't work. After fiddling around for some time, I installed Arch Linux so I could follow this how-to. Guess what? It still didn't work. So I searched the combination of my Steinberg UR12 with Linux and found that quite a few people are having issues with it. Someone pointed out he had to plug it into a USB 3.0 port to get it to work, which is funny because I believe this is a USB 2.0 interface. I already had it in a blue port however, but I figured I'd try the front panel USB, which usually isn't a great idea because these tend to provide less power and, you know, I need phantom power to drive my mic. But after plugging it in on the front, everything worked fine. I could record a demo for a client without any issues. The audio you're listening to now has been recorded using this system as well. Even with a few plugins enabled, it all worked fine and rendering time was pretty good, considering it's a 9-year-old system. Let's see if it can run some games through Steam. Doom 2016 is a slideshow. Even at its lowest possible 16:9 resolution, 960 by 540. So I guess modern games are pretty much out of the question. Not that I expected otherwise, by the way. 1 Million Fatal Guns at 720p medium settings is almost playable, I don't know. Endless Legend took ages to load, but at 720p it seems playable, I don't know. I still have no idea how to play this game. I don't think it's worth the effort trying more modern games right now. How about retro emulation? PlayStation 1 seems to run fine, as long as we're not doing any upscaling. At 2x resolution this became a slideshow. Nintendo 64 can be hit or miss. Destruction Derby wasn't really playable at all. Mario Kart 64 runs fine even at 2x resolution, and Road Rash 64 was playable at the native resolution. PlayStation Portable performs quite well, interestingly. GTA Chinatown ran fine at 2x resolution and even seems playable at 4x resolution. Ridge Racer, however, seems to slow down at 2x resolution, although the FPS counter doesn't really agree with me on that. Dreamcast was not much fun. At least Crazy Taxi didn't run too well. Anything more modern isn't really an option. I tried Mario Kart Wii, but it became a cozy game on this system. That's all I have for you today. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time.